Hey fellas, this is Vince Miller. So excited about being with you again today. Today we're going to dig into the topic, actually in a three-part series entitled Male Spiritual Relationships, what it looks like to build them. I believe this is one of the great disciplines that we can build into our everyday life as Christian men. So dive into the series with me. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to go to the website at beresolute.org. That's beresolute.org. All kinds of great resources for you there. In fact, if you're just looking for prayer, I will personally pray for you. No one else. Emails come directly and straight to me, and I will personally pray for you. Also, if you're looking for a men's daily Devo, we got a great Devo that I write every day just for guys like you. Short, sweet, to the point, just for guys like us, right? And then third and finally, I want to encourage you to go to the website and purchase one of these all-in hats, man. I have a variety of all-in hats. If you're looking at going all in today in your faith, this might be a great symbol of what that looks like. Gives you a great message to share with other men. And maybe it's just a gift for a guy that you know. It's a gift for the guy that you know who you want to live all in for him who lived all in for you. So with that, guys, before we begin, I got to encourage you today, please hit the subscribe button below. Hit that subscribe button below, mostly because this is a three-part series and you're going to want to get notified when the next couple of videos comes out, because this is an important discipline to build into your everyday life. We're talking about male spiritual relationships. And I got to tell you, male spiritual relationships are complicated for guys like us, right? They are, because we don't really understand what these three words mean individually, much less together. I mean, do we really understand what it means to be a man? What does it look like to have spiritual conversations, right? And then relationships with other men? I mean, please, come on. All this is very complicated for guys at times. So we got to kind of uncomplicate it, right? We got to make it real simple. And today, I just want to explain four reasons why I believe male spiritual relationships are complicated. And I want to look at one verse in the Bible, just one today. It is the tantamount men's ministry verse. It is the man verse of the Bible. I believe many of you already know it. It's Proverbs 27, verse 17. Here's how it reads, short, sweet, to the point. It says, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Iron sharpens iron, but one man sharpens another. Now, you know, every time I read that verse, my mind captures this image of iron scraping and grinding and rubbing against other iron, the visual of sparks flying, of heat coming off that iron. I mean, that's what it looks like for two men or more to be together in spiritual relationships. It creates a sharpening of sorts in our life. And while it sounds really cool, men avoid male spiritual relationships like the plague, man, like the plague. And we all know this is true. Every one of us listening today, we know this is true. I've avoided it in my life, and so have you. But how can we uncomplicate this thing, right? Why is it so complicated? Well, I think there's four reasons I want to share with you today why it's hard to get into relationships like this proverbial writer was writing here. And I want to give all four of them to you today so that we can begin to uncomplicate all the issues that we have with male spiritual relationships. So here's the first one. Gentlemen, I believe that male spiritual relationships are hard for men in general and Christian men, well, because we have trouble trusting other men. We've got daddy issues, we've got men issues, we've got power issues, we've got boss issues, we've got all kinds of issues in trusting other men, and you know that it's true. There is some point in your life where a man was absent or hurt you in his presence, right, that has left you with this problem of really trusting other men. More often than not, we turn to women to resolve many of our issues, whatever they may be, predominantly because maybe we trust them a little bit more, or we feel more secure around them in many cases. But I got to tell you, fellas, this is an obstacle for many of us when it comes to male spiritual relationships. We just don't trust other men. Number two, we have actually corrupt beliefs about manhood. corrupt beliefs about manhood. There is every one of us, including me, who retains beliefs about manhood that are wrong and completely corrupt, that invade our minds about what we believe male spiritual relationships or just male relationships should actually look like. All right, every one of us do. And I believe part of that grinding on grinding is undoing some of these corrupt beliefs that we actually have. Because becoming a man isn't about having your first drink, getting your driver's license, losing your virginity. It may be about other things, by the way, that are written in this book right here. But we retain these beliefs, and unfortunately they speak to us. And because we have these corrupt beliefs, it's hard for us to engage in male spiritual relationships. They prevent us from having a dialogue because we know that change might need to happen. Number three, the third issue with male spiritual relationships is this: just the simple speed of life. The speed of life. Guys, we're moving so fast all the time. We've got jobs, we've got to provide, we've got issues that we've got to deal with. And by the way, last on our list is joining a men's group, hanging out with another man, or pushing through the difficulties that we just talked about in the previous two challenges, right? Like, pushing through these things is hard because our lives are moving so fast. Because we're so busy, we never take the time to do it until life comes undone. And then fourth, and this is the big one, the fourth reason that we don't engage, I believe, in male spiritual relationships is this: it's going to require us to change. It's going to require me to change, and it's going to require you to change. And I believe within the confines of our mind, we know it. Because you break this thing out, this good book right here, in a relationship with another man, we know that God doesn't change. And the only ones that do is us. And because of that, we avoid it like the plague because it seems like it's going to be too much work. And fellas, these are the four big reasons I believe that we avoid male spiritual relationships. But they're not good enough reasons to avoid it altogether, right? Because, man, as I read Proverbs 27:17 right here, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. I mean, that's good stuff on the other side of it. So fellas, I pray that you'll join us for the next couple of videos in this. I'm going to dig into some preliminary matters that go along with us actually building those relationships, and then I'm going to give you a few very tactical steps on how to build brotherhood with another man so that it gets completely uncomplicated, so that we'll go out and we'll act upon it, so that we will become sharper men as refined by God's word and relationships with godly men who are running after him. So guys, join me for that series. Don't forget today, subscribe below before you leave. And with that, I'll see you right back here again next time. Until then, be, live, and act Brotherhood.